Hey guys, this is Fuji, or Drew, whichever you want to go by, with Bromance Gaming, doing a no-bro session. I am incredibly rusty. I'm literally forcing myself to do a let's play of this game. This is this war of mine. I fucking love this game. This is probably maybe my favorite game of 2014, even though it's 2015 now. Excluding a couple indie games that I just hold dearly. This is probably the game that I've sunk in the most time into. I've got 55 hours clocked into it so far in a 2-week span. So whatever that means, I'm pretty sure it's kind of a big deal. Be that as it may, I've been playing the hell out of this game. So since I just went through a run, I streamed it on my channel, Twitch TV / Fuji. I was streaming it. I've been streaming it a lot for the past few days, and I decided to actually do a let's play of it because one, I really want to do it, and two, I feel bad for not putting up or editing or releasing any videos in like maybe a 2 or 3 week span. I mean, there's like shit that I have so backlogged, it's ridiculous. We're gonna jump right into it though, and I'm going to choose the first squad here, Katya, Bruno, and Pavle. As you can see, I've played through a little bit. I'm not a master at the game by any means, but I'm pretty comfortable with playing it, and I kind of know how I want to play it. And I'm letting anyone know right now in advance, if you're not okay with killing and whatnot, as far as this game goes, like if you're familiar with this game and you don't like when people rob or kill or anything like that, you're not going to enjoy this Let's Play. And honestly, I don't blame you. If you don't like the way I play it, I don't mean this in a harsh way at all. Get the game yourself and play it. That's the best thing I can say, because I was watching some people play it and the game interested me so much, but I just kept getting frustrated by the decisions they were making that were so contradictory to decisions I would have made in the game that made me get the game, and I do not regret it at all. So, with that said, this is this war of mine. We have our team here, and we're gonna see how long we survive. Hopefully we're gonna make it the whole way through. I'm gonna try not to have the episodes be too long. I want to maybe go with the standard either 15 or 20 minute blocks, depending on how long this first episode is. And we'll take it from there. So we have Katya, Bruno, and Pavle. These is like a vaguely European war country, I'm assuming, so all the names are reflecting that, except for Bruno, unless Bruno is also like something European. I don't really know. I'm not a fucking name checker. So anyway, I think I've left this up long enough for people to read it. I'm not too keen on reading for the moment because I've been reading this a lot. You can probably tell that my voice is a little bit hoarse and also sounds different because I broke my freaking fucking headset. So I'm using my snowball microphone, and that's where we are. So let's just jump right into it. I'm sure I've wasted a lot of people's time. So the first thing you do when you get set up here is a lot of places are blocked off, walled off for whatever reason. There's debris. Obviously this building was in the midst of some sort of shelling. Okay, and we're in the layout that does not have the I'm sorry, hiccups. The treehouse in the backyard. It looks like there's a tank or something. So the first thing you want to do, as soon as you can, is loot as many areas as possible. This is going to allow you to maximize, really have the hiccups, poor timing, allows you to maximize the amount of stuff you can get done in like your first few days. That's a really, really big deal. You want to get done as many things as possible so that when your first chance to actually barter comes around, you're equipped to make some money. You don't want to lose a day of productivity at all if possible. So while she's doing that, we're going to tear the boards off of this door, because as soon as she's done with that, we're going to try to make a shovel to dig out all these other areas, because as you can see, digging out by hand, and that really is a tank, digging out by hand takes fucking forever. We don't want to take forever. That's not what we want to do at all. We want to get as much shit done as possible. So let's switch back to Katya. What are we taking? We don't. What are we missing for a shovel? 1 block of wood, one thing of wood, and 4 components. Now, the way items stack in the inventory is really fucking annoying. I will say that. A lot of things you need are heavily reliant on wood. That's beautiful. And what's not... It's easy to come by. But as you're going to see soon, each character has a very limited inventory space. And you want to make full use of every trip that you have, because you have to like manage everything that you do. So that said, wood, you can only have 2 blocks of wood per slot. And sometimes you'll have a job that needs like 30 wood just for one part of it. And then you realize shit sucks. Alright, so we're going to get him started on that. And for now, we just have to let... I don't know why I'm not going to prioritize this because this is locked anyway. I can't get into it. So I'm going to have him go over here instead. Oh, what is she making? What am I having her make? What is she making? What did she just make? I did that before. I made 2 shovels. I don't know why or how I end up doing that. But this isn't the first time that has happened to me. So we're going to let her go up there and dig this out. We're going to let him open up this door. He's going to dig this out. He's got something to loot too, so that's also good. Let him do that. And ideally, by day 1, that's such a waste of materials. I feel bad about that. I'm off to a great start. You can't get in there. You're going to dig that out. So it's already 1 p.m. The day ends at 8 p.m. So anything you were doing before the day was over is suspended, and it just picks up in the next day. And that's pretty much that. Now each character has their own perks. Bruno, he's a good cook, so when you make a stove, he's gonna make the full use out of every material on the stove. What's her deal? And Kadia is great with bargaining, so when the merchant comes every few days, she's gonna allow us to not just get royally screwed on the deal. And we have 1 lockpick. Where can we best use that lockpick? Let's use it to open. Let's have you do it. You're the quickest. So Pablo is a fast runner, and it's at 12 inventory space. So he's gonna be our guy that we send out almost all the time. I believe Katya also has 12 spots for inventory. So if for whatever reason Pablo gets hurt or injured, it's going to be good to have her to fall back on. We want someone, preferably, who's capable in a battle, but you don't really know if that's going to happen or not. I don't know how that spot eluded me. Oh, that's good. So we have enough food to feed 2 people for our first day. Assuming that these 2 lockers don't have anything good in them. Actually, what I should do is make a crowbar. Okay, so we have a diamond. That's great to have. That's going to be something to barter with, because apparently those diamonds are still valuable in lieu of situations. So let's make a crowbar. That's time well spent. So let's just have her saunter on over there. Let's have him go to his own spot, and whoever makes it to their destination first, in correlation with when that finishes, will get to unlock. And looks like they both got there too soon. So let's have them do this first, because we know what's going to be in there. Most likely medicine. Medicine is most likely going to be in that cabinet up there. So I do like, even though you have an inventory that's shared, doesn't matter where each character is, they automatically have access to a certain item. And you can see our time running out. Those bandages are going to be huge for us as well. Let's see if I can't do more quickly. You're so fast, you should be able to pull this off. And I think you will. Unlock it, stupid! Just stand there. Oh, we're not going to make it. So you're about to see what happens when the time runs out, before you finish a task, from the looks of it. Yep. Just space tonight. So, First night, I don't imagine that we're gonna get robbed or raided or anything like that, because it's the first night and we don't have a bed for anyone to sleep in. So I should have made a bed. I didn't, so I'm going to put people who aren't going to be... Let Bruno sleep. I'll have Katya guard with her fists, and we have 3 options for our places to check out. Semi-detached house. Half of it is in ruin. People living there. They don't seem friendly. So they're definitely aggressive. So we want to come here in times of desperation. And the decrepit squad. Let's see. Doesn't seem to be any danger there. So this is where the homeless live. So that's going to be a good place to go, where, as you can see, parts, weapons, and materials. So it looks like our destination is going to be the cottage. If I'm not mistaken, I'm going to bring a shovel. Okay, so we're going to bring a shovel and a crowbar just to maximize the amount of things we get done on the first night. So if there's something locked, we can just unlock it. If there's a pile of rubble, we can just dig it out. So the next time we go, it can be just a smooth, easy trip. And it looks like, is there someone living here? Or is that a mouse? So this is the nighttime mechanic when you go scavenging. As you can see, there's indicators like, okay, it was a mouse. Wow. We don't need any medicine. Well, we do. Bruno's sick. Let's take the medicine. We'll hold off on taking anything else because we need food. There's going to be times where you can, we need to actually sneak around people or sneak somewhere, and you have to pay attention to the level of noise that you're making, and the level of noise of someone else is making. And those red circular indicators were pretty much just that, the noise that mouse was making. So we knew that there was something on the other side of that door moving around. We are going to put away this one and take the medicine. And you have to prioritize. That's what I was thinking, what the inventory space is for. You have to prioritize exactly what you pick up. So this is a good thing I brought the shovel. This is going to allow me to come to these places a little bit later without having to have my inventory cluttered. So it's best to get out of the way as soon as possible so you can have 1 less or 2 less items that you bring with you that you have to take back. Space can be better used for picking more stuff up that you're going to need as you progress through. Now the game does have an ending. I'm not sure what decides it, but I do know anytime after day 25, the game has a chance of ending. Like, you game over, you complete it, the war is over, you survive, that type of deal. I'm going to put away 1 set of wood because moonshine is valuable trade object. And certain characters have their vices. Fortunately, no one just up and decides to drink, but they all have addiction. Not all of them. Most of them have addictions. Most of the characters are smokers, so they get upset when they don't have cigarettes, or you can constantly see speech bubbles above their head saying how they wish they had cigarettes. Other characters really like coffee. Some of them just like books. I don't think it affects them negatively if they don't have books. And when they're depressed, you can actually use the cigarettes or the coffee to put them in a better mood, which I found was really useful. There was even the point where one of my characters got broken. I'm not going to read this, just read it while I'm talking. One of my characters got broken, and by the way, broken is like a state of severe depression where they just can't go on. They will not, they just give up. And you have to try to nurse them back to, rouse their spirits up so they can want to survive, or else bad things happen. I'll leave that part secret. Hopefully I don't have to show what happens. I don't want to, because it sucks. Sucks for everybody involved, especially me, since I'm literally everybody in the situation. So these are really good, especially electrical parts and the gears. They're going to be very useful for things in the future. But yeah, instead of broken or severe depression, you can, I believe, if you have it on hand, offer drinks. This is a body of some sort. And that actually does a pretty good job of taking them out of their state of depression, but the person that you drink with as well as the person that you offer the drink to will be drunk. So hopefully you have someone else on in your household, or all your things, their tasks were done for the day, because it's gonna suck. They won't get anything done. They'll just be stupid, sloppy, drunk idiots. As far as I know, the house has a capacity of 4 people. So, assuming that no one dies, a 4th person will arrive. I believe we need somewhere after the 7th day in game, which has been the pattern for me so far. So we should make some beds because we have people that are tired. So I will do that. Yeah, Bruno kept walking towards that chair even though I directed him to do something else. I went to the workshop. We're good. We don't need anything. Let's make that bed. Let's make those beds. We're gonna make 1 bed for now. When we get 2 people, we'll make 2 beds. Or I'm sorry, when we get 4 people, we'll make 2 beds. But for now, we'll make 1 bed. Chop chop. And you see everyone is hungry. Did I not break? Oh, I brought medicine. You see everyone is hungry. They can go from well-fed to just no hunger status whatsoever to hungry to very hungry. Unless I am very well off when it comes to food, I don't feed them until they're very hungry. And that brings their status back to hungry, but they're no longer starving. So it's good to try to manage and balance that. We need to make a stove though. A stove is going to need to be useful. Now, if I didn't have Bruno and my team, when it came to using the stove to prepare meals, the amount of materials I would have to use would be increased. But since I have Bruno, sorry, it's going on midnight here. Since I have Bruno on my team, I can just cook without worrying too much about the amount of materials that end up getting used. But now that we have that bed and also our stove, we're going to go ahead and let Pablo sleep because he is going to be our night guy. Now we have that stove. The next thing we want to do is start making ourselves sufficient and protected. So you can see our house is very open. There's just breaches everywhere. People can come in and they can attempt to rob and or raid us. So we want to prevent that as much as possible. We want to get armed. We want to get these windows and holes boarded up. And that's going to make it so we can still get robbed after that. We can still get raided. But doing that will make us more difficult to rob. So even if they do breach us, they will have a harder time leaving with anything. It happens off camera. You don't have any input in it whatsoever. Even if you made everyone stay home, there's no cutscene or mini game. It just notifies you the next day. And it seems to be randomly generated. Because there's a few times where I closed out the game and reloaded it, and I got a completely different message from what happened. Some people were sick that weren't sick before. Some people got wounded. Some people had wounds from the first time, and this time they weren't wounded. It's all random from what I've been seeing. And pretty much as far as the day progression goes, I know I'm talking a lot. As far as the day progression goes, if you're going to get a visitor, they're going to come at 10:30. If no one comes at 10:30 and you don't have any materials to do anything or anything like that, you might as well fast forward to the night and go out to scavenge. Otherwise, use the time as best as possible to build the vegetable garden or get your herbal garden up and running. Anything really. Anything to be productive, because you want to have things available to offer when you get merchants. And you want to be able to have your home self-sufficient. So if places that you go for trading or loot get snowed in, you will be able to survive until the winter is over or until